Hi, it is Ben, combat designer and artist at Team Colorblind. It is August 14th, 2013, and it is finally time for another dev play. It has been forever since the last one. The last one was at the end of 2012. We had just gotten back from Mexico and we got a ton done, but obviously it's been 6 months and so much more has happened, so I'm ready to show that off now. But, like to share a little bit of good news. We're going to be in the Indie Mega Booth at PAX Prime in a month from now. If you're going to be in Seattle, if you're going to be at PAX, come see us and you can play this stuff for yourself. Everything I'm about to show off is new mechanics, we've got new enemy types, we've got all this cool shit, and I can't wait to show you, but you can actually get your own hands on it if you're going to be there. Please come play the game. So let's do this thing. I think that in the last dev play, we showed off new enemy types. We showed you the Eagle, the Jaguar, Priest. We showed you the combat hub environment we'd built for that build. We showed you a couple different mission types. You know, some of them involved absorbing blood. Some of them involved, killing enemies without taking any hits, using parries only, that kind of stuff. We showed you some of the counter variations. In 2 dev plays ago, I showed you that you can counter and parry, and then 1 dev play ago, I showed you can do all kinds of different counter variations, and that was really fun. We finally showed off blood absorption. We finally showed off some sacrifice and some quick killing. We even showed off the long jump, but the biggest thing that we've got this time around is the club mechanics, and I am super excited to show this thing off because it is super powerful and it is a lot of fun. Way more fun than I thought it was going to be perfectly honest. What you're looking at right now is actually the environment that we took to EVO 2013 last month. So let me start womping them so guys you can see this thing. It is a stark contrast to the sword. Now, what you just saw with the camera going on was the new dynamic camera action system, which is so much fun and makes everything feel like a lot more cinematic. But yeah, go ahead and take a look at the club here. This thing is just monstrous. Everything about it is just more destructive and it's more powerful. It's a lot higher risk, and we're a lot more restrictive on when you can block and when you can dash, but the point is more risk, more reward, just like everything should be. So, got some Eagles in here now. You guys remember these from the last dev play. They're an absolute monster. Ooh, yeah. Oh, these are so much fun to fight. But yeah, the club is just all power. There's a lot more camera shake, the effects are a lot more in your face. But what's surprising about the club is that it has a really, really shocking air game. I mean, I kind of expected it to be really grounded and feel really heavy, and it does all of those things, but it ended up being weirdly improvisational in the air. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So you've got this uppercutting attack. Oh my god, the Eagles. So the uppercut you can do off the ground, but you can also do it again in the air. And this other thing that you can do is, you can do this, it's sort of like the way the sword can come straight down, except it's down at an angle, obviously, and it explodes enemies upwards. So with all these combined air mechanics, and their long jump, the club's long jump and its 2 mechanics, just like the sword, if you'll remember, it has the Castlevania-style dive kick and all that. This thing has a shield clap that just explodes guys downwards, which you can also dash out of and dive bomb out of that. And it also has this really crazy, I'm going to hit a couple enemies really far away to the other side of the map type attack, and it's super fun. Oh, that shield just stopped me right in my tracks, or that priest did. But yeah, you guys remember the priest. But yeah, so the club is just an unbelievable amount of fun. Here, let me get to the new camera showing off our quick kills. That guy just got bent in half. Ooh, fucking priests. They have, what I decided is going to happen with the weapons is that they're all going to have similar mechanics that operate differently. So remember, the sword has a sweep that'll get enemies knocked onto their ass. Club has the same thing, except it affects a much larger range and has a bigger warm-up. I'm managing so much nonsense right now. So yeah, this will sweep enemies, but also knock their bodies up off the ground, so it sort of is a doubly useful mechanic. Oop, yeah, and I died. So yeah, so that's the basic gist of the club. I don't want to show you every last thing it does because I want you to actually come play with it yourself, but I also wanted to show off that we have this system that I didn't realize would end up being so dynamic and amazing. So right here you can see that the character is just standing and he's switching between the club and the sword. No big deal. But the thing you can actually do is switch to a different weapon right in the middle of a combo, and what ends up happening is, you see, it goes into slow motion a bit, and the character sticks its hand out and switches weapon almost in the form of an attack, and that thing is an attack. So the way this works, and I'll go in and show you on one of the enemies in here, is that once you've switched weapons, the dynamic switch, like I said, actually serves as an attack, and it'll stun him for a second, And then after the stun, you immediately have access to all the weapons mechanics that you just switched to. So with the club, attack, attack, switch. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough. Attack, attack, switch. And now I'm the sword. You can do this in the air too. So now I have the club in the air, boom. So in a sense, you have access to all the game's mechanics almost instantly. That dynamic switch is, I think it's an 8-frame attack, so it's pretty fast. It's not super instant, but it's very, very quick, and it is a ton of fun because it gives you a lot of insane options for things to do in the middle of any other thing that you could possibly want to do. See what I'm doing here? So it's just bananas. It's kind of hard to follow, and it's actually pretty difficult to do, but oh well, because it's a high-level technique, and if you want to use it, you can, and if you don't worry about it. You can still use all the weapons normally and have a ton of fun with it. So what else do we got here? You can see the camera system in action. It's a lot more dynamic than it used to be. Obviously, the way it was is that the character would just be stuck in the middle of the screen, and you know, it was a little static, a little boring, and this is just generally more, you know, exciting and sensational. We've made the enemies a little bit bigger, and we've got this decorative military piece attached to the main character's back, so you can kind of help distinguish them a little bit. I'm going to survive here for another minute or so. We're going to start to see some advanced enemy types. In the last DevPlay showed you the Eagle, the Jaguar, the Priest, but now we have distinguished versions of all these enemies, and then we have legendary versions of all these enemies. So, you know, eventually you're going to get to the distinguished Eagle and the distinguished Jaguar, and then eventually you're going to get to the legendary Priest, and every single level above the last is faster, has more mechanics, is more defensive, is more aggressive, and it's just generally a bigger pain in the ass to deal with, and that's kind of the whole point. So yeah, they're a lot of fun to fight, and they also get bigger the more powerful they get, so by the time the legendaries start appearing, they're huge. They almost feel like bosses, and it kind of makes you shit your pants a little bit, but in a cool way. Yeah, I said shit your pants in a cool way, whatever. Yeah, everything's just so much more fun. Do a little bit of dynamic switching here. Yeah, so the camera's actually going to tilt whenever a shield blocking attack is about to hit you. So we're going to keep this Jaguar here, so you can see what I'm talking about. So you'll notice that when the Jaguar gets its tail ready and it's getting ready to bust open your block, the camera tilts. And it's just our way of saying if the camera tilts, something really important is about to happen, and that's an attack you can't block. Ooh. Oh, the club is just so much fun. As you can see, there are bodies littered everywhere. These are the distinguished levels of the Eagles. They actually will do a thing where they backflip away from you if you try and get in their face, which is really cool. They have an attack that comes out really fast and knocks you on your ass. It's kind of hard to see because of the chaos, but oh yeah, I can even stand up to whatever that just was. But anyway, so this is a lot of the new stuff that we have going on. Like I said, we're going to be at the PAX Indie Mega Booth this year. Please come see us. We got a brand new redesigned website. We've got a brand new redesigned blog. It's all the articles I've had up there all these years, but now it's, you know, just much prettier to look at, much easier to get through. And again, you should follow us on Facebook, Twitter, even Google Plus to get all the latest updates. We're closing in on the release date here. We're looking at, you know, early 2014, so stay with us a little bit longer. We've got a ton of stuff still to show off that we don't have time to put in a video like this, but we just want to be ready for PAX. So that's it for now, and then the next major development, I'll crap out another one of these guys for you. Thank you so much.